Anointed ones. So, I know it might seem like a surprise. I know it may seem like, why is this happening to me? Why are they doing this to me? A lot of people won't reveal their hand until they feel within themselves that you are no longer needed, until they feel within themselves that they have the upper hand. That is when they reveal their true intentions. That is when they reveal how they have felt about you this whole time. Nothing has changed. A lot of you guys get surprised. A lot of you guys get wounded. A lot of you guys feel some type of way when you feel like people have switched up on you. And the truth of the matter is, they did not switch up on you. They were just wearing a mask and the mask fell. A lot of people that rock with you, they're going to rock with you in the good, the bad, and the ugly. When you see somebody that was previously on your side, previously rooting for you, previously all about you, and then all of a sudden you hit a particular moment in your life where they feel like you are disposable, where they feel like, okay, this person, I'm not going to need them no more. You are going to see the real them. And you're going to feel like, oh, they switched up. Oh, they changed. Oh, I thought that was my friend. I thought that that was my homie. I thought that was my sis. I thought that was my bro. No, they were never your homie. They were never your friend. They were never your bae. They was never your boo. There was never any of that. They were just waiting for the perfect opportunity to reveal how they feel about you. And what better time to do that than when they feel like they won't need you again? What better time to do that when they think that you're down in the dumps? But can I tell you that a lot of people that played you dirty in that last season, a lot of people that showed you who they were in that last season, they are going to wish that they did not do that. They are going to wish that they didn't do you like that. Because one thing about God and one thing about the way that God works, He allows these things before your next level. He allows these things before your blessings roll in, so that when you get to that promised land, you know who can't come. You know who didn't have your back to begin with. You know who was fake, who was phony, and who was just riding your coattail and just along for the ride. So don't get deterred when these things start happening. Don't get deterred when you feel like the persons that were supposed to have your back, the people that were supposed to be your A1 since day one, when they just get up and start acting funny, when they just get up and they are nowhere to be found, when you are in that pit and ain't nobody to dig you out, and you climb your way out of that pit and you get out of it, you get a whole new mindset. You get a whole new kind of strength and a whole new kind of power, because you made it out the pit and you did so alone. So when you go into this next season, a lot of people are going to think you're cold. A lot of people are going to think you're heartless. A lot of people are going to say, dang, he or she changed. Oh my God, they're not how they used to be. They're not as nice as they used to be. They're not as gullible as they used to be. I can't pull the wool over their eyes anymore. I can't use them. I can't use manipulation against them anymore. I can't play them with their softness. I can no longer use their softness and their kindness against them, because you, my darling, you got through into the pit like Joseph. You got through into the pit like Joseph and you clawed your way out. It's no longer business as usual. It's no longer the same you. You're not showing up anymore as the same individual that got through into the pit. You're showing up now as the savage. You're showing up now as the beast. And to the ones that threw you in, they don't like it. To the ones that deliberately threw you into the pit, they weren't expecting your survival. They weren't expecting that you would make it out. They just knew within themselves that you would break by being in the pit. They just knew within themselves that you would give up by being in the pit. So God allowed them to drop their mask early. He allowed them to drop the mask while you were in the pit trying to claw your way out. And like I said, when you get out this pit and you get back on your feet, anointed ones, and when you get to where God was trying to bring you, but he couldn't bring you there because you had leeches around you, he couldn't bring you there because he knew that people were in your camp that felt some type of way about you, and you hadn't even been to the pinnacle. You had not even been the best you. You had not even mastered the best version of yourself. You were just feeling it out. You were just testing your light. You were just testing. But now that God has allowed you to be broken, now that God has put you back together and done so differently, when God now puts his stamp of approval on you and says, all right, daughter, all right, son, you've been through the worst. Now it's time for you to elevate. You've been through the testing. You've been through the trial. You've been through the tribulation. And now I'm going to show the world my glory. Now I'm going to show the world that it's me. Now I'm going to show the world that my hand has been covering you this whole time, even when you didn't know how you were going to get to your next, even when you did not know where your next meal was going to come from, even when you did not know how I'm going to pay this. God stood beside you. And now, anointed ones, you are tested by fire. And now you know who can't come, because they thought that you weren't gonna get out of the pit. They thought that you were going to be the weakling that they could step on for the rest of your life. They thought that you would be the one that they could manipulate for the rest of their life. They thought that you would be the one that they can dog out. Even though you had your coat of many colors, even though the favor of God had always been on your life, because you were humble, because you moved in the spirit of humility, because you had a servant spirit, because you had the spirit of how can I help? They thought you were a fool. They thought you were a whole fool out here, anointed ones, and they played in your face. They played with you. They did things to you that they wouldn't do to anybody else. If you was Bonquisha, if you was Shaniqua and them, they wouldn't have done you like that. But because they saw the light of God, they showed their hand a little too early. And now God is taking you out of the pit, and now God is ushering you in to the palace. They are going to wish, anointed one, that they did not treat you like crap. They are going to wish, anointed one, that they did not push you around. They are going to wish, anointed one, that they have been kinder to you. They are going to wish that they had been fair to you. Because where God is taking you, Joseph, where God is taking you, Esther, where God is taking you, David, the enemy will have no choice but to be your footstool. So yes, God had to reveal them because they could not come. I love you guys. Have a beautiful and a blessed evening. And remember, always, always be kind.